Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I am back with more Edna and Harvey, Harvey's New Eyes. Alrighty. Hey, wait.
Somebody had left their credit card in their coat pocket. A certain... Hey! That was Dr. Marcel's credit card. How about that?
Sharp objects. I don't really need his credit card. I've already ordered the pizza. So, boom.
Dr. Marcel would surely be pleased. With the help of his credit card, Lily made some confetti.
Alrighty. Oh, wait. I need to be here. I can be dense. Alright. Somehow I knew instinctively where to make the right holes to activate the punch card. Hey, it's Bumblebee Man. Bumblebee, Bumblebee, Bumblebee tonight.
Hello, stranger. Before you say anything, please take a deep breath. And is that what freedom smells like? Or is it just regular air consisting of oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, soot from the asylum's new chimney, and a touch of diesel oil from the garage? I don't want to seem melodramatic, but I'm somewhat skeptical about this so-called freedom. Ever since Dr. Marcel started neglecting his duties as head of this asylum, it's us, the patients, that carry the burden of creating our own boundaries. And before I'm able to measure up to this freedom, I do have to ask myself a few things. Maybe there are such things as good boundaries, and even in an ideal case, can I really decide where my own freedom starts and stops? It so happens that no one is preventing me from leaving the asylum. Does that mean I'm free?
Given the fact you haven't left, I don't know.
Spread my wings and leap from the asylum roof? The urge is there.
Don't
Just
do that.
like any bee, I long to buzz across fields of flowers collecting honey. But I'm still fighting it. Something about this freedom stinks.
Okay, at some point between this game and the previous one, he seems to have degenerated from referring to himself as a man in a bee suit to a bee. Here, have a smell of something else.
That smells good. But even if the illusion is almost perfect, it's only artificial flavors and chemical esters. An almost perfect illusion, but not real. Like with everything here in the asylum, it's only a half-hearted attempt to trick us into thinking that we're free. And now that no one is stopping us from leaving the asylum, it provides us with a welcome excuse to refuse to leave. Right you are, stranger. I'm just running away from my responsibilities. The responsibility to myself, to accept the deal that the world out there has offered me. I thank you. I've made up my mind. I can't just sit around here doing nothing anymore. I should buzz across fields of flowers and collect honey. Toodaloo, asylum. Hey-ho, freedom.
Uh-oh.
Lily was glad that she had helped the bee man. Soon he would be in a better place.
On the other hand, I got myself some fabric, so, yeah.
Lily had often wished to go to the zoo to feed the animals. It was even more beautiful than she had imagined.
Starch.
Lily knew that you could use starch to stiffen up laundry. It wouldn't hurt to give it a shot. Well, who said it? Now Lily had a stiff towel with holes.
There we go. I got my last punch card. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. But before I do that, hey buddy. Hey buddy. I got a feather duster.
What do you have there? A feather duster? Not that I would want to have a feather duster. Oh, no. No matter how pretty they look. Which doesn't mean that I can't hold it for a second. Just one little second. That would be completely harmless. Don't you think? Give it to me now. Ah, what a relief. And just look. There we go. 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 There
I even found my old spare sheets. Here, go ahead and take it.
You've earned it.
All right. Heck yeah. Heck yeah at all. All right. Last chimney. You know, in the first game I could turn lights on and off.
Yikes! What are you doing here? Are you actually dead? Too bad. I could use a little entertainment, but the doctor told me not to talk to other people. At least not living ones. Sorry. But I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Lying.
You shouldn't be here. I'm not allowed to talk to people. At least not living ones.
Oh, I thought she would lie and say she was dead. Hey, now I'm back here. Whoopty crap. Alright.
What do you have there? Let me see. Oh, very good. You obviously understand the basic principle. Go ahead and use the yellow urinal as much as you like.
Thank you. Alrighty. Let's see. I gotta convince her I'm a ghost. So, yeah.
But Lily, why
Oh,
don't
blah,
you
blah,
just...
blah, 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 blah. Sharp objects. Idiot. Idiot. Nobody wants your interruptions.
Oh dear, Lily really had managed to ruin the sheet. But perhaps a sheet with 2 eye holes could be good for something.
Like convincing someone I'm dead? You got it.
Yikes! A ghost. How sweet. Finally someone to talk to. You have to help me. Dr. Marcel is wrongfully keeping me here in the asylum. Isn't there anything that you and your ghost buddies can do about it? Curse him? Deprive him of his sleep? Drag him into the 7th circle of hell and torture him for all eternity with red-hot needles? Oh, come
Ghost,
on.
not demon.
I've done so much for you. I've performed obscure rituals, sacrificed chickens, danced naked. Although when I think about it, I'm not sure if it was really a ghost that asked me to do that. Ugh. I don't feel so well. Could you please take off your head while we're talking? Oh man, you're not very talkative. Can't you help me at all? Great! Look at this! The doctor is forcing me to knit these stuffed rabbits. No idea what he needs them for, but I'm not very good at it. Maybe you could lend me a hand. Wait! I'll push some of the fabric through the hatch.
Thank you. Now I have permission to use all the urinals.
What do you have there? Let me see. Oh, very good. You obviously understand the basic principle. Go ahead and use the blue urinal as much as you like.
Alright, now I use the colors on the foods to confuse the people that can't see the right colors.
How about that? Red bananas. How about that? Blue broccoli.
Not sure how these are going to taste after being in the sanitizer, but hey.
How about that? Green tomatoes.
Yellow blueberries.
How about that? Yellow blueberries. Yellow blueberries.
Okay, that makes PETA happy.
Red bananas. Blue broccoli.
Everybody's happy except King Adrian. Where are the... There we go, green tomatoes.
Green tomatoes.
Everybody happy. until they take the first bite. Oh well, not my problem. They said get a pizza. They didn't say anything about it having to be edible and non-toxic. In an asylum, you really gotta be careful what you gotta be specific.
Ah, the pizza. Well then. Superb, superb.
Great! I wish I were as good on the phone as you.
Druggle jug.
And Peter is satisfied too.
Satisfied? How could I be satisfied in such a world, in which the only moments worth living for are those when the pizza arrives with the right toppings?
That means yes.
We owe you one.
Peter almost starved to death.
It's not that bad. I've already lost all hope of dying honorably anyway.
Druggle jug. Well said. Now that the food is taken care of, let us begin the game.
Don't you want to play too, sweetie? You'll see. It'll be incredibly fun.
If you take pleasure in such excessive self-degradation.
That and a dice cup.
Druggle jug.
Druggle jug.
So be it. Then follow us into the world of Hoth Motigor. Your group has set up camp near the infamous Goblin
Hey, who's that last guy?
Gorge.
Lily found herself in a clearing. The campfire was crackling, and the wind whipped through her clothes.
You can hear the war drums of the goblins in the distance. This is your last rest before the great battle.
Lily did in fact hear drums.
Why is the depressed guy the jester?
An enormous army seemed to be waiting for them in the nearby mountains.
Wait, are you telling the story or am I?
What?
It's just that I see that you don't have the Dungeon Master screen in front of you. And I'm pretty sure that the Dungeon Master is recognized by his Dungeon Master screen.
That's ridiculous. I'm the narrator. I don't need it.
Well, then why don't you be the Dungeon Master then? I'm curious how you'll do without any battle value tables or source books.
What? But that's...
That's what I thought. And now, move over.
Ow! Hey! You can't just...
Where was I? Oh yes, you're here on the orders of the king to drive the goblins from the gorge. There are rumors that the goblins have dammed up the Pink River. This has turned Hoth Motigor's most important memorial into a reservoir, the Valley of Unpleasant Memories. Also sitting at the fire is a mysterious local guide. You're
So that's who he
tired
is.
from the journey, but sleep is far from your mind. Goblin scouts could be lurking anywhere.
Excuse
The
me.
black magician Petrula, the noble Sir Drogalot, and the amusing juggler Snippo
I want a different role.
Shush.
are gathering their strength for the battle. Only the Amazonian barbarian warrioress Lilligrim,
Huh? That's you.
only the Amazonian barbarian warrior Lilligrim is restless. It's your move, Lilligrim. What will you do?
I don't know. Wander around talking to people. That's what I do. Well, sort of.
Hello,
They do the
Lily
talking.
Grim. Would you like to be amused by my funny pranks?
Yep.
Then watch me. And are you amused?
Little bit.
I'm not afraid of the goblins, if that's what you mean. I'm not worried about being cut into little pieces by mighty goblin swords. And I'm not bothered by the rumors that they wrap the intestines of their victims around thorny spears. For I am Snippo, the funny prankster of the group. Yes, it doesn't just look like it. I am actually juggling only one ball, and I know how ridiculous that must seem. My character sheet said that I, the comical Snippo, have the marvelous ability to juggle 55 balls at once. But as much as I would have liked to imagine what such a thing would look like, the mysterious traveler thought I should just juggle one ball instead, because it's much more contemplative. And as long as my shame or boredom doesn't cause me to spontaneously combust, then I'll stick to that. If you have a better suggestion.
Who wants to... Why are you listening to this guy?
You think I should try it without any balls? Bravo. You found the only way to increase my boredom even more. On the other hand, if I juggle without a ball, I might be able to take a quick nap. No one seems to object to sleeping around here.
And he's asleep. Alright. How about you?
Don't startle me like that. Can't you see I'm watching the kettle?
Okay.
The goblins are keeping quiet. Maybe too quiet. What could the goblins be planning? Why did they submerge one of the kingdom's greatest memorials underwater? Something similar happened to me once, but that was an accident. But I don't really think that the Royal Loo can be considered a memorial. If you're wondering what I'm doing here, I'm brewing a diabolical magic potion, of course. Well, it's actually a calming tea. I really wanted to conjure some coffee demons, but they don't let you get any sleep. And we do need our strength for the battle. Now I have to watch the kettle before it starts to whistle. The traveler has such sensitive ears.
I'll watch it for you.
Don't you want to sleep? I wonder why. Because I'm really exhausted. Oh, if you're staying up anyway, do you think you could watch the kettle?
Sure.
Oh, great.
Everybody needs to sleep.
Then I can finally get some sleep. As you know, we need our strength for the battle.
Okay, everybody's asleep, but Droggle Jug.
Hello, Lady
Oh,
Grim.
you can talk
You're
here.
still up.
Okay.
You should get some rest. I'll keep guard and make sure the fire doesn't go out. Don't look so grim. Your thirst for action is honorable, but the mysterious traveler is right. Strength lies in tranquility.
Lilligren felt like screaming at the brave Sir Drogalot. She hadn't traveled all the way to Goblin Gorge just to sleep, but something kept her from losing her temper. Fuming, she turned away from her companion. Her eyes fell on the quiet traveler who had listened to the entire conversation. Was that a smile she saw beneath the hood?
Yes. I'll watch the fire.
Are you worried about the fire? Usually, I'd agree with you. Those few logs are certainly not enough to keep the fire burning through the night. Plus, the best things always happen to you when you go into the forest looking for firewood. You find treasure maps, fall into enchanted wells, or meet merchants with magical amulets. Maybe
Or get set
I
upon by a
should.
random encounter because you attack because you split the party.
That's what you wanted to say, right?
The traveler is right.
No, he's not.
There doesn't always have to be an adventure, and the night is pretty warm. I'll wait up to put the last log on the fire. Then I'll turn in too. Are you as tired as I am?
Oh yeah, very tired. Everybody's asleep. Heck yeah.
The hooded figure sat silently at the campfire. Strange. I can't remember him being in the adventure. Which source book does he come from?
If you're doing the source books as is with no changes, that gets pretty boring. And also, source books and adventure modules tend to be different.
Whom do we have here then? A little barbarian warrioress? I sense great anger in you. Could it be that the thirst for battle sits in this little chest?
Uh-huh.
Then let me give you some advice. Swallow it. The most successful battle is the one that doesn't even have to be fought. So
Not in a role-playing game.
Barbarian warrioress and take a nap.
Lilligrim
Bite me.
could hardly believe her ears. Wasn't this a fantasy role-playing game? What fun was there in imagining aimlessly sitting around a campfire? Lilligrim didn't dream of listening to the soothing advice of the mysterious NPC. If anything, it just made her angrier. Too bad that she had to stop herself from losing control. She would have loved to have screamed this dope's head off. You see a large cauldron. Roll for perception. You discover a safety valve.
It's kind of hard to miss. Fine, I'm gonna go attack the goblins myself. Jerk. Oh, great. They're mellow too.
Is that the legendary army of Hoth Mortigor? A little girl with braids? Fabulous. Oh, why so angry, little girl? You're not here to declare war, are you? It would almost make a pleasant distraction, putting your feet up and drinking tea all the time. In the long run, it's not good for my goblin army. But why should I sound the horn for battle? My scouts told me about your lazy companions. You can't possibly think you can defeat my army with those dopes. I hardly think so. As long as we are not being attacked, I'll stick to the advice of this friendly traveler. Wait and see, and drink tea.
Lilligrim was boiling with rage. She was very close to throwing a tantrum, but something was holding her back.
Yeah, the don't lose your temper thing. Fine.
Good! The ball was stuck, but the pressure in the cauldron still wasn't enough for something to happen.
Well, maybe if we heat things up a bit, shall we?
You try putting the logs on the fire. Roll for sneak and hide so Sadrugalot doesn't wake up. Done! The logs were in the fire.
But child, what are you doing? This noise can't possibly be good for the group harmony. Without wanting to rush you, maybe now is the time for controlled, well-considered action. If you proceed with the required calm, I'm sure you'll be able to defuse the situation before there's a disaster.
But I orchestrated the disaster.
Really must insist. You stop making that sound. Can't you see that you're threatening to destroy the idyllic calm?
But that's to arms! They've declared war on us! Sound the horn!
What was that? War were declared.
That sound. I have to keep calm.
Dude, the sound has stopped.
Enough. I can't take it anymore. This noise is driving me crazy. I'm losing control. To arms.
Boom.
Finally, the fun part of the role-playing game began. The group stormed the battlefield with no restraint.
Sorry.
They were led by Lilligrim, who furiously swung her berserker sword in circles. And
Just
as
my
the
opinion,
dice rolled
but
in the
I'll tell you in a minute.
institution, so did the heads of goblins in Hoth Mortigor. It seems it is a good idea to occasionally vent your rage. It was a short battle. The goblins were powerless against the fury unleashed by the group. The plans of the Goblin King were thwarted.
Lilligrim found the defeated monarch cowering beneath one of the support beams of the dam.
Lily. Poor, foolish Lily. That was a terrible mistake.
Lilligrim was still wondering what he meant when she heard an ominous crack above her.
Apparently goblins are crappy dam builders. And as I was saying before, combat is not the best part. I mean, it can be exciting, you know, in retrospect, but in the moment it's a lot of dice rolling and...
When the pink floods had subsided, our heroes were faced with an incredible sight. The Valley of Unpleasant Memories.
Uh-oh.
Will you look at that?
I have to admit, I'm really blown away.
We shouldn't be here.
Ha! You've always been quite the comedian, Snippo.
No, I mean it. This valley is cursed. I heard that. Wait a second. Lily?
Lily's taking it all in. Everything she did. I don't care about that guy.
Do we get XPs now?
Lily had seen the truth. I'm sure you can imagine how she felt at that moment. You can't? Oh well. Who knows what really goes on in the mind of a little girl?
You feel all right, little girl? Little girl? Hello? Are you okay? I was worried, you know? Brr. Am I crazy, or did it just get colder in here?
Well, yeah, she spent her time up till now in a delusional little haze where she didn't see the ramifications of any of her actions. Anyway, I'm going to call it here. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, or subscribe. Or not, I'm not the boss of you. Good night.